GlamFam, welcome back to the channel, besties. So, remember we attempted going to Disney's Animal Kingdom? We are going today. It didn't happen that day, so we're going back today. Zone had 2 more tickets, and it's just her and myself. And these tickets are pretty much for the last Saturday in August, so we're gonna use them before we go back to school and work. We'll be showing you some things that we saw when we get there. For some reason, I always miss this turn. I'm always in the wrong lane. Like, I did this the last time, but I promise I didn't cut anybody off. So we went at 3 and the park closes at 6 p.m. This was kind of intentional because I did not want to be walking up and down, honestly. But like, I was bent on not spending the whole day. We still ended up paying $30 to park, and that $30 can be used in all the other parks just for today. So we're about to find a place to park, and they kind of direct you where to park. So, and of course, when you park, you want to pay attention to where you park. So we're parking at Peacock. So we'll end the vlog at Peacock. All right, so there's your girl. We have umbrella because it's very overcast, and I'm not sad about that because you guys, you know, when it's hot, it's hot. So we take the little tram. We've done it before on previous videos if you've seen our other videos to Disney. So once you park, you take the little tram and it takes you to the park. So upon entering the park, we actually met a friend. Now, because she got these tickets through school, she won a competition at school. So we had to make like a reservation online, which we did not do. And when we got there, they just did a thing, whatever that thing was, and we were okay. So let's go into the park.
Like you're going first.
Where do you want to go, son? All right, we'll go with you since you're here ever so often.
Yeah.
We'll tag along.
I want to do Avatar first. Everest.
As long as it's nothing scary, she's good. So there were plenty people leaving when we got there, and there was still plenty people in the park. So we met a friend, and we only did the Avatar and the Jungle Safari. So yeah, 3 hours will probably get you 2 rides because the line was long for the Avatar. Oh my gosh, that was like a 55-minute wait. And then the walk was terrible. The ride was amazing. I closed my eyes the whole time, but the walk was terrible. Oh my gosh. God, it's never ending. Here we are. That's it right there. Control. What's going on in the lab? Let's see. I'll get that one when I go around. You want a picture done? Quick. That looks so real. We be holding up the line.
They all look the same.
After 60 minutes, we're here. So that's what we'll be riding. Virtually, of course. I was so scared. So guys, once we got into the chambers, I was not able to record anything in terms of the ride. But if you ever go to Animal Kingdom, you have to. Avatar is a must. Say hi, Joe. So after the ride, we exited through the gift shop, so you can purchase things if you would like. Caleb, come. We're okay, thank you. All right, let's head on over to find the safari. Do they have gators in here?
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope not. We can survive 30 minutes. We just survived an hour. We're making our way to the Jungle Safari. That's what we'll be riding in. This wait was about 30 minutes, so we decided to do this one. They're asking us to not make noise when we're on the trail. We don't want to stress or scare the animals.
Fully seated at all times, keeping all hands, arms, feet, legs inside of the truck. And answer your 3 questions real quick. Yes, this is a real truck. Yes, I'm really driving it. And yes, these are real animals we'll be seeing out here today. So as a courtesy to all those animals, please do not call out to them, whistle at them, make any sort of noise at them. This is their home and we are their guests today. So we're trying to be as respectful as we can. Entering the Harambe Wildlife Reserve, our first stop is going to be the Little Ituri Forest. The forest is home to some animals that like to use those natural colors. It's kind of a camouflage against predators. Usually is home to some of the more shy and reclusive animals as well. So we're going to start over on the right-hand side. He's being a little shy back there by the bamboo. That is an okapi. Now you might catch a glimpse of the white stripes on the okapi's leg and think he's related to the zebra. Actually not. Okapis are the closest relatives of giraffe. Now they're also relatively new to us here in the Western world. They were not discovered until 1901. Coincidentally, 1901, that was the year Walt Disney was born, so very fitting he was the first animal we saw. Speaking of herbivore, we got a pretty big one coming up on our left-hand side here, right up on top of the hill. That is a black rhino. Now, the black rhino actually is the smaller of the two species of rhino found here in Africa, with fully grown adults weighing about 3,000 pounds. I know 3,000 pounds is considered small out here. Relatively speaking, though, the white rhinos, you may see them a little later on, going to be a lot larger. They're weighing up to 5,000 pounds. Switching back over to the right-hand side here, we're going to pass by some greater kudu. They kind of look like deer, but they're one of the many species of antelope found here on the reserve. Only the males will have horns, though, so the few we're seeing here are going to be female. And if you happen to get bored later today, cool picture of a baby greater kudu. Those ears are about the same size when they're born. Like the little baby Yoda straps when they're born. Like one more greater kudu up on the hill to the left-hand side there as well. Also on the left-hand side, another antelope. There's a bongo kind of hanging out back in the trees there. Both male and females will have horns, though. You can tell them apart from the color of their fur. That one was also a female with that vibrant red fur. Males have a much darker brown. But heading out of the forest here, we'll be entering the Safi River. The Safi River is home to some of the more aquatic animals, like the pink-backed pelicans, hippos, and Nile crocodiles. So we're going to look out for those three animals here in the river. We're also going to be driving right through the center of the river, so if we don't see something at first here on the right, we'll try again a little farther up on the left. I'll definitely spot some of those pink-backed pelicans to the right-hand side here. Looks like a few hippos, a little hard to see them fully submerged in the far right-hand corner there as well. I think we're going to spot some more hippos up ahead here. Alright, those pink-backed pelicans have a wingspan of up to 9 feet. 9 feet, that is about the length of the bench you're sitting on right now. They're actually one of the smallest species of pelican, though. And tons of hippos over on the left-hand side here. So a group of hippo, that's called a float. Although it does look like they are swimming when they move along in the water. I promise you they really aren't. They just kind of sink down to the bottom and walk along the floor of the river. They can also hold their breath for up to 8 minutes as well, so they can be underwater for quite a while. Something pretty cool they use their jaws for is to hold their eggs in their mouth, keep them safe from predators so they're ready to hatch. Both female and male crocodile both do that, although they're quite ferocious, quite nurturing parents as well. Continuing up the hill here, we're going to be heading into the savannah, specifically the western part of the savannah first. Western savannah, that's home to some of the more well-known animals, like the giraffes, wildebeest, elephants, just to name a few. There's always plenty to see out here on the savannah, though, so we're going to see what we can find today. Now, just before we do make our way on in, over on our right-hand side, that is a baobab tree. Now, the baobab tree also has the nickname, the Tree of Life, or the Upside-Down Tree. And it should look a little familiar, because on your way over here, you had to have passed by a much, much larger one. And what you saw earlier probably had leaves and some pretty cool animals carved in it. In fact, the massive Tree of Life at the front of the park, that has over 350 animals carved in it. Definitely passed by that one a few more times. Now, making our way down the savannah overlook here, I spot a few of those animals out and about, including the giraffes, sable antelopes, and some wildebeest as well. Most of those animals are a little far away, though. We are going to make one big circle around the savannah, so if you do see anything that's a little far out there, we should get a little closer as we continue around. But not seeing anything in this immediate area here, so we're going to keep on moving. Over on the left-hand side, we should spot some African painted dogs. Look like they're all kind of in the back corner behind their den right now. Move up a little farther here. Notice I said painted dogs, though, and not hyena, because those aren't hyena. They do kind of look similar. They're actually not related at all. And the painted dogs, they have the highest hunting success rate of any animal here in Africa. It's about 3 to 4 times that of a lion's at 98%. I guys need you fully seated, though. I cannot stop for the animals. other side of the truck here, not an animal per se. These big brown things are termite mounds. Termite mounds are going to serve a couple of purposes for a variety of animals. Obviously, termites will build the mounds up. They are their homes. Small animals like meerkats, they'll climb up on top, use them as a lookout point to watch over their territory. And some of them are one of the smallest species of antelope. Do not let the small size fool you. They're in the top 10 fastest land animals. They can run up to 50 miles an hour. If they were to jump running at their top speed, they'd soar about 13 feet through the air and get up to 6 foot off the ground. That's a behavior known as cronking. Passing by the springbok and a few more animals up on the hill here. So we'll go next in line there with the wildebeest. Wildebeest, they're the largest migrating herd animal here in Africa. Whenever they do make their annual migration, they can be in herds of up to 1.5 million. 1.5 million wildebeest starting at the same time. That's going to kick up quite the dust cloud. That dust can actually be seen from outer space. These Maasai giraffe are the largest species of giraffe, also the tallest animals on the planet. They stand about 18 to 20 feet tall. Now they're known for those really long necks. Something else giraffes have that's really long. You kind of see it there. Is their tongues. Their tongues are about 2 feet long. That's going to allow them to grip their own eyeball if they wanted to. And we've seen a few, so a group of giraffe that is called a tower. Kind of very fitting. Also does take quite a bit of blood pressure to pump the blood through that long neck to reach their brain. Their hearts are about the size of a basketball, weighing up to 25 pounds. Also up ahead here on our left-hand side, these are Ankole cattle. Now they got some pretty massive horns. Now you might think those horns are super heavy because of how large they are. But actually not. They are hollow, with a little bit more of a honeycomb-like structure. They really don't weigh too much at all. Still on many African tribes. And yes, they move, just like regular cows. Alright, cresting on over the hill here, looks like we are going to spot an African elephant over on the left-hand side. Just a little glimpse of them there. Elephants are known for their trunks. They use their trunks for a few things like eating and drinking. They usually eat around 200 to 300 pounds of vegetation each and every day. However, their digestive system is incredibly inefficient. About 200 to 300 pounds of food goes in, and up to 150 pounds is coming right back out. And there are 10 elephants here on the reserves. That's over 1,000 pounds of waste every day is from the elephants alone. Alright, so we're going to try to make our way through the water here. Looks like we may have some animals blocking our path. See if maybe they'll let us pass off out of here. As we do make the corner here, coming up on the left-hand side is actually my favorite animal on the safari. This is an eland. They're one of the largest species of antelope. They stand about 6 foot tall at their shoulder. Now, this one here is going to be a female. She weighs about 1,200 pounds. Males weigh over 2,000. A pretty neat thing that elands do, if they're ready to mate, they will decorate their horns with flowers, bushes, all sorts of shrubbery to make themselves more attractive to the other eland. It's like their version of flower crowns, and I find that pretty cool. All right.
Hi, buddy.
Back to those flamingo, they're a group of flamingos called a flamboyants. And they have that pink when they're born. They have more of a grayish-white coloring. You can see a few chicks on the other side of the island here. Pink coloring comes in over time, though, from all the beta-carotene found in the brine shrimp. This largely make up their diets. And with that, we're going to head on out of the western savanna to the eastern part of the savanna. Eastern savanna home to some animals like the white rhino, ostrich, cheetah, and lion. Hopefully we'll see those for animals out here in the eastern savanna. Obviously the fastest land animals, they just demonstrated that there. You can reach a top speed of up to 60 miles an hour, so you can reach less than 3 seconds. To help them out, their claws are non-retractable, meaning they are always out. Claws help them grip the ground like cleats on a shoe. And a group of cheetah that's called a coalition. Alright, also get ready to pass by this Kopi rock formation here. Kopi rocks usually serve as a lookout point for some of the very large predatory animals like the lions. Looks like we'll get pretty lucky here. So we're going to see the male lion over on this side. I think we'll see the female on the other side. I think I saw her head sticking out there. But the male lion is known for his mane. That mane's going to weigh about 40 pounds. It does protect his neck area though. Definitely not uncommon to find them lying around like that in the middle of the day. Lions are nocturnal. They spend about 18 to 20 hours of their day either sleeping or resting. If they were kind enough to be sleeping and resting, we get a pretty good look. Like I said, we should see that female lioness here in just a moment as we're going around. So But real quick, up on the hill to the right-hand side, there are some water bucks there. They kind of look like shaggy deer. Water bucks are another antelope, but also just the males have horns. And a pretty neat thing they can do. They can secrete from their skin and waterproof their fur. And you will always know when they do that. It is very fragrant. We're coming back around, you're going to get a pretty good look at that female lioness up there. So she's going to do all of the hunting while the male stays back to watch over the territory. Obviously, not doing it now whenever lions are roaring. You hear that for up to 6 miles away, meaning you'd very easily be able to hear it from the parking lot. And I'm sure we all know a group of lion that is called a pride. Also noticing some burrows coming up on our left here. Burrows are a pretty good sign that warthogs have been in the area. Now warthogs, if they're laying down and not moving, they kind of look like fuzzy rocks. They can be a little hard to see. I'm not quite spotting any. I could be missing them, or they could just be on the other side with the warden here. I know we've all seen Disney's The Lion King. We know the warthog in that movie. His name is Pumbaa. Pumbaa actually does translate to foolish in Swahili, so I definitely would recommend ever saying Pumbaa if you ever do see a warthog. I didn't quite spot any ostriches out and about either, but coming up in the grass on our right here, these big yellow things, those are ostrich eggs. So ostrich is the largest species of bird, they'll lay the largest egg as well. Each one of those eggs is about the size of 2 dozen regular chicken eggs and weighs up to 3 pounds. Those eggs there are not fertilized, they're not gonna hatch. We know that because there isn't an ostrich nesting on them. Ostriches will lay unfertilized eggs like that to mark their territory. And hanging out at the outpost are the warden's Nigerian dwarf goats. Now the warden will put some hay out for the goats to eat. That's going to keep them nice and close nearby to his home. In return for feeding the goats, the warden is able to get the milk from them, use it as an additional source of income. That really does show both animals and humans we can both work together and be mutually beneficial to one another. But passing through this gate here does mean our safari is unfortunately coming to a close. Now we did get to see some really cool animals out there today. I know everyone always does have a favorite out there on the reserve. So you might be asking yourself, what can I do to help those animals out? My first recommendation is research. If you're taking a break later today in the park, maybe once you get back to your house or hotel room, just Google that favorite animal that you saw out there. See if there's any conservation efforts being done to help the animal out. Also see if there's anything you can do to help. My second recommendation is to recycle. For many of us, we already recycle things like paper and plastic. But some items you can consider to start recycling: old cell phones, tablets, and laptops. In those devices, specifically in the battery, there's a mineral called coltan. Coltan is heavily mined out here in Africa right now, but it is also highly reusable. So recycling those old devices, you can help stop those destructive mining practices. And just before I forget, here any wilderness explorers on board, I'm right on the Simba one. SIMBA like lion, number 1. And to get your safari badge, once you exit the truck, just head on up to the top of the hill. Look for someone wearing the orange bag. Look at your badge, I believe it's on page 15 of your book. Now we don't like to say goodbye in Harambe. That's far too sad, far too final. So instead we use the Swahili phrase, Waharini, which does mean to go well. And once again, my friends, my name was Jacob. It was an absolute pleasure to be your safari guide out there today. Any more questions, please feel free to come on up and ask. The window quite literally is always open. I'd be happy to answer them for you. But for our friends, go well, go wild. Enjoy the rest of your day here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. If you're on the right-hand side here, just watch your hands, arms, feet, legs, doors are sliding back open. Watch step as you exit. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I hope you learned something new out there.
All right, the tour is ended. The tour has ended, and it was very informative. And we are heading out, you guys. This is about 5 minutes to 6 o'clock. And we're not as tired as when we went to Magic Kingdom. And we're heading back so that we can get the tram over. Because if we miss the tram at 6, we will have to walk to the car. And no, we're not trying to do that. So on the way out, we decided to take some pictures. And then we did get the tram on the way back. It was a good afternoon. We didn't have to walk a lot, which was good.
Front all the way back. And this time, my friends on board, you can go ahead and sit down, sit back, and relax, because you're
Y vigilen a sus niños. Gracias.
on behalf of your driver, all the way in the front to myself, all the way in the back, we'd like to thank all of you wild animals who are coming to visit us today here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. We hope you had a wild time. Some reminders for leaving the parking lot. The speed limit's going to be 15 miles per hour. It's a slow 1-5, not a fast 5-0. To get to the 1 building exit, follow those white arrows on the ground. If you get back and find something less than magical, Hakuna Matata, it means no worries. Inform the nearest security or guest member who will be happy to assist you. And if you're planning a park hop today, your parking receipt will be good in all 4 parks for today and today only. We're coming up now on that first stop, so please remain seated. Hold on to small chart in the
Where's Peacock?
Thank you for watching this video. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe.